So welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Les Brown Monday Motivational Call. This is Monday, August 3rd, 2015, and we have a special treat for you. But first of all, welcome to Les Brown's Monday Motivational Call. This is your place for motivation, inspiration, and insight. You know, our fearless leader, Les Brown, is traveling all over the globe. He is inspiring. He wants to inspire 100,000 voices of hope. And you know what? We're part of the team that's helping him do that. My name is Dr. Ruben West, and I'm going to be your host tonight. And so tonight I'm very thankful to have the opportunity to introduce my sister in the Les Brown Platinum family. You've heard her speak here before. And tonight I'm just going to tell you a little bit about her, not just from her bio, but from what I know of her. This person that I'm going to introduce was one of the first speakers of Les Brown's Platinum speakers that I ever heard speak. And I was at a training in New York, and I remember watching her go up to the front of the room and speak, and she had such eloquent elegance, and she was very powerful. And I remember thinking, man, I want to be like that one day. One day I want to speak like that, and I want to speak with her. Now, she's also a phenomenal mistress of ceremony. As a matter of fact, I just listened to her at FraserNet, and what's powerful about that is that George Fraser puts on this event called FraserNet, and Forbes magazine said it was one of the top 5 must-attend conferences in the U.S. And you know who they had introduce or be the host of the conference? Was Dr. Stacie N.C. Grant. She is a phenomenal woman. She has designed her own program to help people do things that they never even thought possible, and that program is called Destiny Designers University, where she gives resources and strategies to people who want to improve their lives. And so today it is my distinct pleasure to introduce my sister in the speaking field, Dr. Stacie N.C. Grant. Stacie, are you on the line?
I was so busy over here saying, who is coming on the line, that I muted myself out with excitement. Oh, Lord. But I am here. Thank you so much, my brother, for hosting the call tonight and for doing what you do. It's exciting that we get to share this space together, that we get to change the world one person at a time under the inspiration of our fearless leader, Mr. Les Brown. I mean, he has transformed this globe from corner to corner. I don't think there's a place on the planet that hasn't been touched by his personal words, his books, his inspiration, his social media, but more importantly, the man himself, the person. When people meet him and they say, wow, he is even more than I imagined. And you know, Dr. Ruben West, it's a pleasure to be able to hold this platform and to do this work. And he's been offering this motivational Monday night call for years as his way of inspiring others to tap into the greatness that lives inside of them. So thank you so much for that intro. I have to live up to it now.
Well, you deserve it. Here's what I'm going to do. You know, I'm a student, always a student, so I'm going to get my pen and paper out, and I look forward to hearing your message. So take it away.
Thank you so much again, and hello to everybody out there in our cyber land. You know, it's wonderful to have technology that we can be a part of this space together. I heard some new callers on tonight. We have some of our faithful callers, Myron Pemberton, I heard you out there, Ben Surge, you're always here. But then I heard another special voice, Miss Tiffany, all the way from Maryland. I tell you, moving forward with her goals and her dreams. I gave a message a couple of weeks ago, and she took advantage. She was one of the people who took advantage of it's now or never. Your dreams can't wait, and really understanding there is no perfect time, ladies and gentlemen, to do the thing that you've been called to do. But once you start, once you set the intention, once you start putting one foot in front of the other, you'll be surprised how Providence opens up new doors for you, that people start calling you that you never even realized had your number, that you start walking into places that seem like it was coincidence, but coincidence is just God's way of staying anonymous. And I know that those who understand the urgency of now and understand the message that I'm bringing over and over again, I'm on this 21-day inspiration on Periscope. I'm telling people not to wait anymore on their goals and their dreams, because every single day, literally every single day, Someone is leaving this world and someone is entering this world. And when that time comes, I know I want to be one of those counted in the number who live full. So I'm hoping that each of you that are tuning in tonight, that you're in a position where you're taking advantage of what it is that life has in store for you, that you're not waiting for anything to be perfect, but you're moving forward with volume and velocity towards your goals and your dreams. So my message tonight is going to continue the conversation of why it's now or never, your dreams can't wait. And I'm going to go through particularly how to assemble the right power team, the people that you need in your life, the people that you need to be very selective on the space they occupy in your mind, in your spirit, and in your environment. Before I get to that, I want to tell you the tale of two brothers. Two brothers about 6 years apart, 17 years old, 11 years old. The older brother was one who enjoyed being an only child for years. All the attention, all of the accolades, all of the love the family had to give was on that particular older child. So there was a lot of what some people would call spoiling. I don't know if anyone can relate. There might be some older children on the line in the pecking order in your family, and you might have had all the glory space before your siblings started arriving and taking up some of your time and attention. So this child was just used to doing, well, not really doing for himself, but doing and enjoying what others were doing for him. Because, you know, his mother was one that felt, oh, it's my baby. And, you know, my baby, he just needs to be showered with love, and it's a help. And, you know, I'm going to just make sure that this baby has everything that he needs. And that's not strange, right? Any of us on the line that have parents or are parents, you know what it is to love your children and want to do. So this brother was living life well. And then space got a little crowded when little brother arrived, and he now had to share space and time. Imagine that. I don't know if anybody on the line can relate to being in that position in the family where you come in and there's some other older siblings, some other people who've been in your territory, and now you have to come in and get along and figure things out. So the little brother was very excited to have this big person, human being, looking over them from day one. But then they started to grow up. Now, if you're not an only child and you've been in a situation, either the older brother or the younger brother, older sister or the younger sister, you understand that there's some dynamics that go on. And if you're a parent, you could be perplexed by the fact that you could have the same husband or wife bring forth multiple children in the household, and everybody is different. But the goal for any family is that whatever siblings come in and children come into the family, that you can work together as a team, that there's just one focus, one goal, that everybody succeeds, everybody does what they need to do. But it's interesting that even in the same household, the tale of these two brothers are very different. One grew up expecting that others would give and finding ways to get, while the other started figuring out that he wanted to make opportunities for himself happen and not sit around and wait for the convenience or wait for the opportunity for somebody to give him a break or an opening or a hookup. Can anybody relate? You know, it just doesn't have to be the tale of the two brothers, and I'm going to tell you a little more about the two brothers, but there's some times in life where we have to evaluate which one are we? Are we the person that's waiting for convenience? Are we the person that's waiting for things to just line up in the perfect row, for everything to just be completely and 100% easy, that we'd rather take a nap, we'd rather stay in bed sometimes and just wallow in dreaming about what we want to do and the life we want to live and the lights, camera, and action that's going to follow us one day as we take one more round of sleep? Or are we the other brother who is always thinking of ways in which we can change our personal economy, and ways in which we can grow and put into action and just get started, whether it's perfect, whether we have all the resources or not, just moving. And I think about the tale of the two brothers, and I say, wow, I could see myself in both of them. Because guess what? The two brothers belong to me. See, I'm just going to tell you briefly about why I know the power of team and thinking when you talk about it's now or never, your dreams can't wait, and looking at how you design and align the right people in your life. See, my oldest son, I'm guilty. Let me confess to all of you, guilty for being that sort of helicopter mom, as they say, that hovering around, trying to make sure that every piece of clothes was laid out and ironed, that everything was done for my oldest son, and wanting him to have the best of everything. I don't think I would, necessarily be written up for a crime, but let's be honest. I had my husband, my father tell me, oh, this is a boy. This is a boy. You have to let him grow up. You have to let him do it. I'm like, oh, hush. I don't know if any of the ladies out there can relate. That's my baby. And then I started to see how you don't empower individuals by enabling them. You don't empower individuals by doing everything for them. You have to allow people to grow. You have to allow people to spread their wings. You have to allow people to step into who they are. And then what I realized and what I understood very quickly was that as we grow in our lives, as we move from point to point with what we're doing, as we are focusing in on the goals, the visions, and the dreams that we want, if we're not conditioned to pick up and do, if we're not conditioned to really focus on how we can create for ourselves, we'll constantly be sitting around waiting for other people to do it for us. And I saw that, and I said, oh, my goodness, I have to self-correct quickly. This young man is getting ready to go off to college. This young man is going to be a man. And I have to make sure that he understands for himself what it means to actually take action, to put the right resources in place to build his own team for his goals and dreams. But why am I sharing this story with you tonight? Because this came back home full force when my youngest son, the tale of the two brothers, that 11-year-old, we call him Old Man Jenkins behind his back. And if any of you tell him, I'm going to get you. But Old Man Jenkins is 11 years old. And he went out and created his own business without Mommy knowing. Meanwhile, Big Brother is calling every minute. Ma, can you put some money in my account? OMG. I'm like, this is how behaviors start. When I think about some of the individuals that I work with, that I coach, and I talk about how to create their own luck, how to build their own destiny, that sometimes the conditioning that came up right in our own household can prevent us from moving forward with volume and velocity with our goals and dreams. And oh my gosh, let me confess to you, I realized that I was a guilty participant with the tale of two brothers. That my youngest son went out and said, I want extra money. I just don't want to wait for mom and dad to give me an allowance or to give me money. I want my own money. So he and his friends created a little network so that they could go and mow the lawn for neighbors in the community. I did not even know he was doing it. Let me tell you the power of moving with your goals and your dreams, because children don't do what you say. They watch what you do, and they take from that and implement it. And the tale of two brothers, Old Man Jenkins, is the one that's been watching what mommy is doing, watching when she's building teams, watching when she's coaching individuals on their goals and their dreams. And he set out, they created a name for their business. They went out and got memberships for their business. They had people pay them up front for membership in their lawn service without ever having one blade of grass cut. Are you kidding me? The 11-year-old? He came home today and said, oh, Ma, I have to go service one of my clients. I said, one of your who? He said, yeah, one of my clients. I'm getting ready to go down the road, and I'm going to be back in a little while. And he went in the garage, took out the lawnmower, and started trotting around the block. And I said, wow, how different he will be 6 years from now when he's his brother's age, when he's getting ready to move off and go further his education in college, because his mind is already primed to understand the power of team. He knew that he couldn't build his business by himself. He didn't even come to his parents for help. He went to his peers. He went to people that sit in his front row, and they had a meeting, and they discussed what they were going to do. They even had a marketing plan of how they were going to break down the funds that they were collecting and who was going to manage the books. Wow. See, the tale of two brothers, even though I gave birth to them, they still teach me. Meanwhile, my oldest son, he has his gifts and his talents, and he's expressing it in different ways. And anybody that's a parent, pray for me, because they're very interesting human beings when they become teenagers and then adults moving on to college. But their vision, their ability to maximize their gifts and their talents, moving in two totally different directions. And I had to look and see a piece of me in both of them. And I don't know if you can see a piece of you. Are you that person that has had life relatively work out in a calm way for you? You've had people extend themselves. You've been blessed to have people offer their skills, their talents, and their services. So you're kind of used to waiting on someone to give you, waiting on someone to just help you go through. And there was a part of my life where that was me. But then the life that I grew into and the business that I started reflects in that second son, Old Man Jenkins, not waiting for someone to hand me an opportunity, but going out and creating. Is that you? Are you the one who said, I'm not going to sit around anymore and wait to get my voice out? I'm not going to sit around anymore and wait to purchase this piece of real estate. I'm not going to sit around anymore and wait to change my personal economy. I'm going to step out and do it. And I don't care how perfect it is. I don't care if we don't have the glossy flyers. I'm going to be just like Les Brown, and I'm going to call person after person after person after person until they're so tired of hearing me call, they say, come on in and get your chance and your opportunity right now. Are you that person that is so sure that what you have is of value that you can no longer do the world a disservice by keeping it to yourself? See, in The Tale of Two Sons, it made me understand the power of team and who is sitting in your front row. See, you have to identify, and I want you to write this down. What season are you in? Are you sowing or are you reaping? Because when we're clear about our season, we're clear about the work that needs to be put in. See, Old Man Jenkins knew that he wanted to have a season of reaping, but that wasn't right now. He had to start sowing. He had to start going out and making relationships and meeting people. The first person he asked to join their group, they didn't say yes. He went through a couple of blocks before he found someone that said yes, but he didn't let the no's deter him. He didn't let the no's stop him. Clearly, he was on a mission. Clearly, he wasn't waiting for parental approval. He wasn't waiting for his big brother to say it was okay. He went out and got started. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. And I had to take my hat off to him because I said, this is what I teach. This is what I show people. And right before my eyes, I'm seeing an 11-year-old take action on his goals and his dreams. An 11-year-old increase in his bank account. An 11-year-old knowing how to put money aside for his personal savings. Are you kidding me? If I was doing that at 11 years old, who knows where I would be right now? But the power of understanding the season that you're in. See, other son, I love him to pieces, but he wants to stay in the season of reaping and doesn't always put in the right sowing. You can't have it both ways. You have to really identify what season you're in. Nothing works until you do. And when you put in the work, when you sow, when you do diligently what you've been called to do, you will reap. But you have to do the labor first. So identify what season you're in and be clear about that. So when you show up and you say, I want to speak, Dr. Stacie, this is my time. It's my voice. I'm ready to go. I want to be on a platform with Les Brown, Dr. Ruben West, Dr. Stacie Grant. I want to change the world right now. You're not waiting for the glossy brochures. You're showing up at your local church. You're showing up at your kid's school. You're showing up at a community meeting, and you're giving a presentation. You're doing just like Ben. Ben, once again, I shout him out every single week. Ben is all the way in Israel. He sent me an email with clips from the video that he was able to do with a 5-minute presentation on national TV in his country. He is fighting every day to really remove the challenges that Crohn's disease has brought in his life, but he's not using it as an excuse. He's still moving. He knows he's in the season of sowing, and he's sowing diligently, and because of that, he's starting to see the reaping. He's starting to see the glimmer coming on the other side. So that's number one. What season are you in? Number two, write the vision and make it plain. See, a lot of times we hear that. We hear people say, oh, write the vision and make it plain, and things will happen for you. Well, see, there's a little bit more than just writing the vision and making it plain. It's clarifying your vision. What is it that you want to do? When I talked to Dr. Mario invested in It's Now or Never with me 2 weeks ago. He was one of those that said, it's time for me to expand my voice. I've traveled the world. I've multiple degrees. I've been doing a great work in my life, and then I got stuck. You know, life hit me with a couple of deaths in my family back to back, and it just kind of took me off, and I just need a little moment to get my footing back, and I believe my footing is back. So we started working out a plan, started telling him how he needed to move and what he needed to do to secure his legacy, because he needed to write that vision and make it plain. Where's your energy going? What are you focusing on? What can't wait? And when you're able to do that, then you can really understand what's next. You can understand number three, which is position yourself to serve. See, when you're building a team, when you're looking for people to work with you, when you're looking for people that are going to help you grow to that next level, you can't just show up with your hands out, right? You can't just show up waiting for them to give you. And the Taylor's two sons, my boy child, I love him. But Samuel Faye is what I call him behind his back. He just loves people shouting on him because that's what he's used to. He just loves the extra hookup, my mommy's got it, and she'll make sure she cleans it up and she helps me out. But no, sometimes you have to learn how to serve. And he figured that out because he became a Boy Scout and he knew what it means to do a good turn daily. So positioning yourself to serve shows people your value. It shows people your skills. It shows people what it is that you have to offer. And when you position yourself to serve, you are now putting yourself in a place where you are irreplaceable. Because when you give value, when you add value, when you show what you have brought to the marketplace, people want more. They're going to say, wow, you know, Lucy, she showed up every day. She was here putting out all these brochures. She was here making sure the registration table was ready. She was here opening up the doors of the school. And the day Lucy doesn't show up, something breaks down because Lucy was there to serve. And then all of a sudden, a phone call goes to Lucy. Lucy, are you available? We need to sit down and talk. I think we need to hire you for our team. I think we need to partner together on a joint venture. I think we need to work together on helping change the world. When you position yourself to serve, you heard Dr. Ruben West talk about the fact that I'm honored to be the celebrity guest host for the FraserNet Conference, one of the largest conferences in the country, particularly for African Americans. And I showed up to serve the first time I went to that conference. I volunteered my time to work the registration. I volunteered my time years ago to come and to assist the speakers and to assist those who were coming. And I asked, how can I be of service? I built relationships. So you can't build a team without being ready to serve. I shared the quote before, Gandhi. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And when you position yourself to serve, guess what? You become invaluable. You become priceless. You become needed and necessary. And that's what happened in that instance. Because I showed up, because I showed my value, because I was there, not waiting for something to be given to me, but ready for the opportunity when it presented itself. Celebrity guest host happened a few years later. So I don't say that to you to impress you, but to impress upon you the importance of making sure that you daily are taking the steps you need to maximize your goals, your resources. So positioning yourself to serve will help you to move forward with where you need to be. And then number 4 is the main one for tonight. Identify who you need on your team. See, sometimes we have all of these thoughts, we have these ideas, and let me be clear with you that everybody on this planet has their assignment. Some people will hear my voice, and some people won't. Some people will hear Les Brown, and some people won't. Some people will hear Dr. Ruben West, and some people won't. You know why? Because they need to hear you. They need to hear what your service is, what your product is, what it is that you are bringing to the world. When I think about the story of Angry Birds, that I haven't even played it, but I just know it's one of the apps that is bringing, I don't know, billions of dollars at this point in an app that somebody created, something that is not really a tangible product that you can go to a shelf and you can pick up, but that you download this app and that billions of people across this globe are playing this app. So billions of people at maybe a 99-cent download. Can we calculate $1 times billion? Would you be okay with just 1% of that? But see, they understood the power in the marketplace. They understood that they needed some people on their team who could design an app, who could design some software, who could design something that would touch the marketplace and cause people to go into a viral frenzy. See, you need to think about who needs to be on your team, who can help you bring out what you have, who can help you cultivate your product, your service, your voice, your offering, so that the world can go viral on you. Who is it that needs to be on your team? Not just the people that will give you the yeses, not just the people that will be your cheerleaders, but the people that will actually show up, do the work, and hold you and themselves accountable of operating on a higher level and frequency of work. That's how you're able to build and leave a legacy, because you can't do this thing called life alone. So I invite you to go through those 4 steps. And, I don't have enough time to go through some of the training that I do around each one of them, but this gives you a guide. It gives you an outline. It gives you an opening for you to start moving with volume and velocity towards your goals and dreams, for you to start identifying those areas that you need to build and design your power team. Identify what season you're in. Write the vision and make it plain. Position yourself to serve. Identify who you need on your team. And then here is my big challenge to you. Not just talking about it, but be about it. Set your first power team meeting. Set that up this week. Set that up tonight. Set that up in the morning. Don't wait any longer. Figure out who it is that you need to be in contact with, because it's now or never. Your dreams can't wait. I guarantee you, if you put it off, somebody else is going to come up with your idea. Somebody else is going to come up with something similar. It might not be the same thing, but because they execute faster, because they move with volume and velocity, because they are not waiting for it to be perfect, but like in the Tale of Two Brothers, they're the youngest one. They're that old man Jenkins that decided to go out and create his own personal economy, not waiting for parental approval, not waiting for Big Brother's okay, not waiting for anybody else to say this is a great idea. He made it an idea. You need to set your power team meeting just like him. He sat down with a group of 2, and 2 made 3, and the 3 went out and they secured memberships, and they started working together on a plan of how they would have their own money. Now, money's not everything, but as Rita Davenport would say, it sure is up there with air. So with the Tale of Two Brothers, I'm sure glad that I can still learn from my children, that I can still learn from them, and learn even from my oldest, that I still nurture and love, and as I'm seeing him shift and grow and understand that, no, I can't just wait for mom or dad or auntie or grandma to give me, but I have to start moving on purpose now. I have to start realizing my own dreams. I have to start living my own life. And yeah, it might have taken me a little longer, but even my little brother can inspire me to dream a bigger dream. My little brother can help me think about how, as I move on to college, that I can even create my own personal economy while in school, that I don't have to wait to graduate with a degree. I don't have to wait to have millions in my bank account, but it starts with one step, $1 at a time, building, because ultimately you need resources to give you options to change the world, and changing the world one person at a time is all that we can focus on in the moment without being overwhelmed with how broad and big this planet is. But I promise you that if you tonight decide that you really hear what I'm saying, that you didn't just write down the 5 things that I gave you, but you're going to implement them, that you're really going to set that power team meeting. You're going to invest in that coaching that you need. You're going to invest in the mentor's relationship that you need to have. You're going to invest in that conference or that program that's coming up. You're going to invest in setting for yourself the people that need to be in your front row. Because the way to move faster is to move with a group of individuals that, as Les puts it, of collaborative, achievement-driven relationships. Individuals who are going to inspire you to dream bigger. Individuals who are not going to let you just slide on by. Individuals who are going to challenge you on the very goals and dreams that you have shared, that you have put out in the universe. This is your time. Susan Taylor's quote that I love so says, "Now is where the power is. The future will be. We cannot rush or delay it, but we experience it by how we live each moment." This is your time, ladies and gentlemen. This is the mission that I'm on. It's now or never. Your dreams can't wait. And if you get the right people on your team, you will be unstoppable. Make sure that tonight you set your date. You talk to your people. You write the vision and make it plain. You go through everything that I've listed. And I guarantee you will start to see a shift in what is happening in your life. You'll start to see movement that you never saw before. You'll start to see people that are coming in your space that you never expected, because what you're seeking is also seeking you. And if you stay on point, if you stay on target, you will be at a point in 2015 that secures your entry to making this your best year yet. So I don't know what's happening in your spirit right now, and I can feel some people that are ready to run. I feel you. You want to just go out there and say, "Yes, hear me roar." You want to run up and down the street, and Ben might be still listening from Israel. You're like, "Oh, Dr. Stacie, I can't wait. It's now. It's now or never." People are going to start thinking you're crazy. You done lost your mind. Why are you so inspired? Don't worry about them. You talk to more crazy people like me, crazy people like Dr. Ruben West, crazy people like Les, who are going to keep telling you to keep moving. There's greatness in you. Now is your time that you can do it, because what you put in your mind and how you build that up with those that are sitting in your front row, those that are playing on your team, those are the individuals that are going to help you, yes, you, be the best version of you can be. So remember my words tonight, and know that it truly is now or never. Your dreams can't wait. So let's go hard or go home, baby. That's what's on my screensaver. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Dr. Ruben West?
Oh, man, I love it. One thing that hits me about that story is how you are a bounce-back expert. You talk about the tale of two brothers and how you did this with your older son, and then you changed it up a little bit with your younger son, or he noticed some things about you. But what I noticed about you is that you recognize that. And you recognize the fact that a lot of people may suffer from too much help. They think, what did Les say? There's a difference between mother love and smother's love. And so there's people, they need help. And you've put together a program that helps people who need that extra push, who needs those resources or that dream team. And so I got to commend you, Stacie, not only on your message, but really the brilliance behind the message, because most people would see what they have done and never capitalize on that. So they are both watching the right person, and that's you. If you've heard her message and it resonates with you, here's what I want to tell you. What I love that she also said was that there were people who heard her 2 weeks ago who took action on what she said. And she gave an offer on her Destiny Designers University. She was willing to work with a few people. And what I am very proud of are those people that you called out that actually said, "It's my time." No, my dream actually can't wait. And so I have to commend you for being the coach that you are, for helping you change the people's lives that you're helping to change. And the one thing I want to ask you is, for the people who are on here now, and I don't know, but is there any opportunities for them to work with you?
There absolutely is. But, one thing that our fearless leader tells us, Dr. Ruben West, is work with the willing. There was a time where I felt like, oh, but I just want to help so many people. I want to give it away. But no, the value is in the investment, and the value is in those who are willing. And those who showed up and they were willing, we are still moving ahead. I have another program that's coming up, DDU Live. We're doing a live event on August 18th. And they can go to that on Eventbrite. It's going to be live in New York. We will have a virtual component. We haven't announced that yet, but this is what I really want. I only want the serious people. So I'm not going to put the full offer out there because it's not for everybody. And I get that, and it's okay. We can still play. We can still be in the same space. And I can tell you how to follow me, and that's STACIENCGRANT. That's Stacie NC Grant. I'm Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Periscope. Whatever it is, I'm the only Stacie NC Grant on the planet. So connect with me there. But, Dr. West, what I really want is for the people who are serious, because this next round, I'm on a mission. Like, my family thinks I have really turned it up 10 million notches. They're like, we thought she was crazy before. We don't know what mommy has been drinking and eating. My husband's like, oh, Lord, help us all, because she is moving with fire. And those people who want to move, and those people who really want this next round that I'm about to do for the month of August, I need a direct email. I need to know that I'm the person that you are connecting with, that we're not just fans and friends, but that I am your assignment and you are mine. See, it has to be a reciprocal relationship where what I have to pour into you, you're ready to receive it. And if that's you, and if you're ready to take that next step, then I want you to send an email. That's it tonight. I'm going to give a free gift out for everybody else that wants to connect. But the people who feel me and the people who want to know more about It's Now or Never and the series that I'm pushing and the training that I'm doing about Power Team, and you know this is for you. You're not guessing. You're not thinking about it. You're not sitting on the fence, but you're ready to roll. I need you to send an email to my team so we can set up an interview, and I'm only taking the serious people. I have my mastermind group, Dr. Ruben West. I'm so excited. Wait till you see what they're about to birth in the world. We are moving with volume and velocity. So Destiny Designers University at gmail.com. That's Destiny Designers University at gmail.com. In the subject, it's now. That's all I need to know. If you say it's now, then I know that you're ready. And they're going to put you on the phone with me, and they're going to set up your appointment, and we're going to get you started, because I can only work with the willing. I will pour into anybody who invests in themselves and is ready for that next level. And if I'm the person, if I'm the one that God is allowing to be a servant to you in this moment in time as you accelerate your goals and your dreams and you make 2015 your best year yet, then let's play. And then for everybody, I can't leave you out, and I got to give you a gift. So if you do want a gift, I want you to text the word team. That's what we talked about tonight. Text the word team to 718-303-2966. That's 718-303-2966. And you will be able to get access to some free videos that I have, and you'll be able to stay connected in the community, and however you can get some additional support and resources from what we have. Fantastic. But I'm really excited, and I'm really interested in hearing from those of you who are ready to bite in, to put your stake in the ground, and to declare that now is your time, because I'm ready to roll with you, and we're going to do this thing called life together. That's what this is about. When you invest your time in coming on this call every Monday, it's to hear from Mr. Brown. It's to be able to be a part of the trainings that he's doing. It's to be able to be a part of what you hear Dr. Ruben West share. It's a part of joining what I have, the other platinums that come on this line. We're here to serve, and we're doing you a disservice if we're not offering you an opportunity for you to grow and continue this conversation. So if that's you, send that email, it's now, to Destiny Designers with an S, University at gmail.com. That email is dedicated just for the serious, and that's where we set our appointments up to get you rocking and rolling on the next wave of our third quarter success strategy.
Stacie, that's amazing. And I just want to say this. For those of you who come on the call and listen, I just want you to understand that that's a lot like seeing a marvelous dinner and never eating it. If you think the messages that she's bringing are awesome or off the chain or off the hook, that's nothing compared to working with her. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to make the mistake of thinking that this is it. This is the tip of the iceberg. And so if you're serious, make sure you send her an email. Stacie, what do you think about taking a few callers to respond to your message? You have time for that?
we have a few moments before our next call, so I think I can. So I know you're going to put them in Q&A mode, so I will be right here. If you were touched by tonight, if you heard something, if you were inspired by Old Man Jenkins, just let me know as soon as Dr. West puts this in Q&A mode.
All callers are muted and may unmute themselves by pressing *6.
Hello. All right, if you have a question or comment for Dr. Stacie N.C. Grant, make sure you hit *6.
Hello, Dr.
Hello,
Stacie.
Stacie.
I hear two. Yes, I hear
I
two
didn't know if
beautiful
you could hear
voices.
me.
I can hear. Is that Tiffany and Ben?
Yeah. I wanted to first of all, I wanted to tell you that about your kids. Albert Einstein once said that he was grateful for all the people that ever said to him no, because that's how he learned how to do stuff himself. So your child, your 11-year-old child, didn't even got to the point of people telling him no. You know, he was just independent from square one and just, went off by himself. And the second thing, you talked about the importance of teams. So there's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together. So, the way I think about it, for example, the racing driver, the Formula One driver, Michael Schumacher, so he's the best driver in the world, or at least he was, but unless he had those people helping him to switch the tires at the laps, so he would never won a single race. So you have to build your team.
Absolutely.
And
thank
you
so
for
much,
that
Ben,
message.
and thank you for you are welcome, my friend. You keep inspiring the world and pushing through. You're an example of living. It's now or never. So thank you so much, Ben. And I heard a beautiful voice. There was a young lady trying to get through.
Hello?
Yes,
Hey,
go right
thank
ahead.
you, Dr. Stacie. I'm not really young.
You're not really. Yes, you are. You're as young as you feel. Who is this?
This is Ray Burchard. I think we've talked before. I'm on the call. I'm on every Monday.
Ray. Great to hear your voice, Ray, and thank you for being on the line and being a supporter. I heard another lady coming through, but Ray, did you have a comment or a question?
Well, I did. I loved your message, and also that I have 4 children. The 2 I did the most are the oldest and the youngest one. Hardly ever calls me, hardly ever does anything. The 2 that I didn't do a lot for, they did it on their own, are the ones who are always available for me.
Oh, wow. Well, it's lessons that we have to learn and to see. And as I share transparently the journey and the things that I learn and know, it translates into life and it translates into how we grow up as an adult and the things that we're able to accomplish and do. So thank you for that, Ray, and thank you for being on. And know that there's a lesson in everything.
Number? Could I have your
yes,
my office number?
You sure can, Ray. My office number is 718-525-6184. That's 718-525-525. 718-525-6184.
Okay, and what is Russ's office number?
Hello?
Yeah, so call me on that number. Yes, go ahead, sweetheart. There's another caller, Ray. Go ahead, sweetie.
Hi, my name is Pam, and I just want to say that I'm just so grateful for the calls, from you all every Monday. Because I have a son, he's 13 years old, and he has a disability, he's Down syndrome. But I make sure that he is on these calls with me on Mondays just to let him know that this can inspire him and help him move forward in life. So I just want to tell you all that I'm just so grateful. And thank you all so much for even taking the time to be able to, communicate with us and help us. But do know it is helping other people, children with disabilities too. So I just want to let you all know that.
Awesome. And I want to tell you this book by one of our sisters, Platinum Sisters, Star Bobatoon. It's entitled I Hate Muscular Dystrophy, and she talks about how she was able to raise her son who was diagnosed with MS as a toddler and how he's able to still build a life of promise and how she was able to fight through that. So that's amazing that you have your child on. And what is your child's name?
His name is Anderson, but we call him Marcellus.
Anderson?
Can you repeat that book again? His name is we call him Marcellus.
Marcellus. Okay, well, tell Marcellus that I'm sending my love, and the name of the book is I Hate Muscular Dystrophy, and it's by Star Bobatun. Mm-hmm.
Star, how you say her last name?
Bobatton.
Okay, thank you guys so much, and I'm going to continue praying for you all, and you all keep up the good work and keep inspiring the world. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your voice.
Hey, Stacie.
Hey, is that Myron? Hi,
Yes,
there's two voices coming through. All right, Myron, you can go, and then the young lady right after you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Well, I recognize I am boldly in the sowing season, enjoying it. But one of my biggest dilemmas, I've been so intoxicated about my business, my work, and I just wanted to close everything for everybody. I'm maturing and pulling back. Yes, that was difficult for me. If I saw somebody flatlining, it's not going to close, I jump in. We're going to close this, so I'm going to do it. So I just matured over the last couple of years to say, look, man, you got to qualify for my time. You got to. It just became. I just became a whole different person. But I had to learn how to back off and watch people grow. Because I'm still intoxicated. If I see something like it's not going to close, oh my God, I want to jump in, I want to help. But I thank you for your transparency in speaking on behalf of your sons. Most of some folks wouldn't do that. But I thank you, and I see what I must do, and I'm doing it. But it was just difficult because I'm so passionate about what I do. It was difficult for me to pull back and watch somebody flatline.
Well, think of it this way, Myron. It's not that you're watching them flatline, but you're watching them grow roots. So you don't get to grow the strong roots that hold up the tree if they're on shaky ground. So sometimes the best way to succeed is to fail first. And you'll hear people talk about fail fast or fail forward. There's a reason why, because you learn from those mistakes a different way, and it's a learning lesson. So it's not that you wallow in the flat line. You're wallowing in the fact that, oh, my goodness, this person is about to learn the greatest lesson of their life, and I'm going to allow them to do it. And when you can change the context of how you see it, you can help them grow, because enabling behavior doesn't help the person at all. And I believe in the work that I do and the people that I work with, transparent lessons of being able to make that shift in your life is the only way you can get over to the next best version of yourself. So thank you for sharing that, and the fact that you've pushed past that and you've had to learn how to allow people to grow. So you're not letting them flatline, you're letting them grow through the best lessons that they'll learn.
Thank you, Stacie.
You're welcome, Myron, and thanks for always being here. And there was another voice. I think we can take about two more before we have to close out.
Sorry, this is Arthur Wilson. How you doing?
Hey, Arthur Wilson. I am great and grateful. How are you, my friend?
I am well. I just want to tell you that I appreciate you and the team and what they're doing, what you all are doing, and to also say that you said something really powerful tonight about being in your season and knowing what season that you are in. I realize the season that I'm in right now is definitely a sowing season, but a season to sow into myself, to prepare myself, to ready myself, to better myself. So when the opportunity presents itself, I'm ready to produce and do what it is that I do. So that was really, really powerful to me, to encourage me to keep on just when I don't feel like sowing into myself, when I feel like being lazy, when I don't feel like reading or getting weak and I don't want to go to the conferences or even make the calls or whatever. I got to keep pushing myself to say, this is my season to sow, because you got to sow before you grow. And I appreciate that. So thank you.
You are very welcome, Arthur. You keep on keeping on and keep us posted with your success, because that is what we're invested in. So I'm excited for you, and thank you so much for sharing those remarks.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I think we can take one more, Dr. West, because we do have to get ready for our next call. I heard somebody else coming through.
Yeah, hello. My name is Khalif Osagai. Thank you, Dr. Stacie, for your talk tonight. I'm definitely in the sewing season as well. I decided this year that I want to pursue speaking as a full-time thing. I've never really been paid for a speech before, so I'm just now getting started. But what I really liked about what you said was just speaking and getting in front of people as often as you can. I spoke at my church, I spoke at a school, and I plan on just knocking on doors and, trying to get in as many classrooms as I can until something clicks. So it really was helpful to hear your words about just getting in front of people and keeping going, because I'm definitely sewing and I don't expect to get paid anytime soon, but I know I need to work on my craft. So that really resonated for me and reminded me about what I need to do tonight and tomorrow, which is make some calls.
So let me just thank you for that, but let me cancel clear one thing you said, that I don't expect to get paid anytime soon. That's a whole nother talk and conversation, but you're not going to put those words out in the universe. But you are going to sow, and from the sowing, it will provide the reaping. So don't say you're not expecting to get paid, because you add value and you're going to bring value, and in bringing the value, people will want to pay you for your value. So it's a process by which you're preparing your voice so that you can build up what you need to be able to share that with the world. That's a whole nother training that Dr. West or myself or Les Brown, that's what Les Brown does. Trade voices. But we're not trying, as he tells you, if you want to help those disadvantaged or poor, the best thing to do is not be one of them, okay? So
Right.
we're going to cancel
I appreciate that.
Yes,
I appreciate that. I'm doing his
that. So stay in touch.
That's helpful.
Me an email. Yes.
All right.
Me
Thank you very much.
And then we're also going to tell you how you can come to one of Les Brown's trainings that's happening in Orlando, Florida, if you want to be there live. And then you have opportunities as well to work with all of us who provide that same kind of support to those who are willing to share their voice. So thank you so much for your comments.
I'll be there.
And I'm looking forward.
Thank you. I'll be there in Orlando, so that should be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent, excellent. All right, so we're about at that time where I think Dr. West is going to put the call in queue in presentation mode.
All callers are muted.
So I want to thank everybody for your comments and your affirmations and your confirmations that you are hearing the message and you're doing something with the message, not just hearing it. So I'm excited about what's to come and what you're doing, and those who are going to invest in the time and working together at a deeper level and continuing this conversation in a way that I can pour into you all of what I have so that you can be all of what you have been called to be, because this is your time. I'm not playing around. We're not waiting for things to be convenient or perfect. We're making it happen so you can perfect it. So Dr. Ruben West, thank you so much for hosting tonight, and I know we have a training coming up in Orlando with Mr. Brown himself.
Absolutely. And I'm looking for, I know he said he was going to be there. So gentleman who just spoke, I know you and I are going to be there. And do you have the details?
I sure do. And if everybody wants to see some further information, they can go on lesbrown.com and you will see it there. But for those of you that are interested, the training is September 18th through 19th in Orlando, Florida. You can call 954-724-0900. That's 954-724-0900 to get more information, or just log on to lesbrown.com. You will see the event under the events tab. You can click and register right there on the website. You can join Mr. Brown on his Facebook page, brown.les. That's brown.les. And you can also follow him as well on social media. Dr. Ruben West and I will be together in Maryland this weekend. So if you're interested in seeing us live together and having us give some autographs and take some pictures, this would be a great time to do it. Or you can log on virtually, and that's biggestcomebackeverlive.com. biggestcomebackeverlive.com. Did I get it right, Dr. Ruben West?
I think that's it.
All right, so that way you can connect with us and see us live. It's a free registration. If you get there early in the morning, there's no fee, but I believe afternoon they will be charging. There will be some top-of-the-line speakers. Some other platinums will be there, like Andy Enriquez. We're going to have a great time together. So looking forward to those of you that are able to attend. I'm looking forward to connecting with all of you on social media. And Dr. Ruben West, I look forward to continue to do this work with you, my brother, as we change lives, inspire lives, and as our fearless leader, Les Brown, has taught all of us that there's greatness inside of us, and we have to do our part to bring it out to the world.
Well, thanks to everyone who participated in the call tonight, Stacie. Excellent job, and we'll see you again next week.
All right, bye-bye, everyone.